It's emotional time after this loss. Just what are your thoughts right now?
Yeah, we just haven't found a way to put 4 quarters together. That's pretty disappointing.
Was there a time in this game where you felt like things flipped, like for the negative, and things started spiraling?
I mean, just the whole second half. Didn't think we played well.
So guys throwing their helmets, the frustration level seems to be there from the outside. How do you make sure this team just sticks together and flushes it, gets ready for Tampa?
Yeah, frustration is a good thing. People care. Just got to stay together. Now we're still, fighting for our jobs, for each other's families, and all that good stuff. So yeah.
I know you haven't been here for the duration, but unfortunately this locks up an 8th straight losing season for this franchise. What's your message to the fans about moving forward and, as you said, sticking together as a team?
Yeah, it's frustrating. They should be frustrated as well. Got to figure it out. That's it.
Does it help at all to have a short week? You have to move on quickly.
Anytime you got another opportunity to go out there and play, it's great.
Raheem said that the kickoff touchdown to open the second half was really the momentum turning. Did you feel that in the moment?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure.
Is there anything you can do? I mean, obviously, when that you can feel that shift kind of turning and happening, what can you kind of do as a leader on the squad to kind of keep guys?
Yeah, you just try to keep guys together. Just continue to do your job at a high level and make sure guys stick together.
I felt like the secondary had the Seattle passing game kind of bottled up in that first half. What was the difference in your mind?
Yeah, I thought we played really well in the first half. Second half, they got their offense going pretty good and had some explosive plays. And when you're down like that, it forces your hand on the defense to be a little bit more. They know what you're going to run. So they got smart coaches over there, and they did a good job executing.
What's about this one? I mean, it seemed like things were going well at halftime. Second half, things changed. How did it look from your perspective?
From jump, they scored a touchdown off the kick return. Our energy was just down from there. We just got to do a better job. Simple as that.
How hard is it to try to defend on, after a turnover and that quick change, trying to stop them after they get the ball back on the turnover?
Honestly, we just all got to get on the same page. I go out there, try to defend every blade of grass. That's just how I play. Just got to want it as a team. That's all I can say.
You said just trying to, I guess, it's the communication issue maybe that's part of some of the problem. You said you're trying to.
To be real, everything.
Yeah.
I feel like obviously we got our ass whooped out there, so we just got to play better.
You still feel like this team is close as a unit?
Oh yeah, for sure. That won't change anything. I feel like we a family in here. We just got to play better at the end of the day.
Short week help you? The fact that you're going to be back out quickly?
Oh yeah, get the bad taste out of our mouth. I think that'll help out a lot. We got to come in, train even harder though, especially mentally, and hopefully we can put the whooping on the boys.
You guys,
of course, another losing season confirmed. But what do you guys do as to keep you guys continue to motivated throughout the rest of the season?
Honestly, I just want to win so we can carry it on to next season. That's my mindset.
Were the Seahawks doing anything different offensively in the second half, or were they just clicking at that point?
I think Sam Darnold did a good job of making the passes that he needed to make. I think that was the biggest difference in the second half.
in that first half, you guys limited him to under 100 yards. What was working well in that first half?
I think just putting pressure on him and playing tight coverage was working in the first half.
We just let a couple stuff get past us, you know what I'm saying? And in this league, you let your foot off the brake, off the gas anytime and feel like you got somebody wherever you want them. It cannot turn out good.
Coach Morris said that kick return was kind of like a back-breaking play. When you feel the momentum kind of shifting like that, is there anything that you guys can do to try to like shift the momentum back to your favor?
One more time?
When you feel the momentum shifting to them like that on the kickoff return, is there anything you guys can do to shift it back into your favor?
We just got to stay together, you know what I'm saying? When our brothers make a mistake, don't let them get too down on themselves because we're going to need them in the long run. So just be able to pick each other up and just stay together and keep fighting.
You guys got a short week this week, Thursday. Does that make it a little easier to kind of move on to the next game and kind of?
Yeah, probably the best thing for us. We get to get back on the field and get right back at it. Be at the facility tomorrow in the morning, shake it off, and go get out to Tampa Bay.
How difficult is it for you when you're having the season that you are, that these losses keep popping up? I mean, 5 straight games with the sack.
It's cool. It's just numbers, you feel me? All we care about is wins, and taking care of each other, locker to locker. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters.
You still feel like this team is real close?
I feel like we get, as long as we stay together, you can stand on our path. That's all we could do.
Yeah, especially after the way the first half went. I thought we were in the game, doing some good things. And even the way the third quarter, special teams makes a big play, and we're moving the ball well, and thought we were going to go down there and tie it back up, and unfortunately we turned it over, and from there just kind of unwinded, and it's frustrating. It's not what we expect from ourselves, and we have to do better.
Jake, it felt kind of like an avalanche at times. Was there any moment that you can identify that the ball kind of got away?
I think that third quarter was just tough. It's hard to come back after that. And yeah, they're a really good team for a reason, and they played well today. And yeah, it just felt like that first half, it was a game we were in and had a shot, and wanted to keep that momentum going in the second half, but couldn't find a way.
And then third down issues, they seem to flare up again today. You have the one third down conversion. How can you guys address that for the final 4 weeks of the season?
Yeah, I think just we got to find a way to make a play, step up and make it happen. Whatever it takes. Be interested to watch the film and see what those third downs look like, and then come up with a plan. But yeah, definitely frustrated. Expect a lot more from ourselves.
Was there anything different that Seattle did to you guys defensively in the second half as opposed to the first half?
It felt like we had a good, like I said, that first drive in the second half, felt like we were moving the ball well, running the ball, had a good play action pass that went for a few, and then yeah, just the unfortunate turnover, and next thing you know, you're down 2 touchdowns, and yeah, it just kind of fell apart, and we can't let that happen. So just got to keep chopping. Find a way to stay in those games when we have opportunities, especially against a team like that who's been playing really well all year.
How different do you think the game would have been if you were able to score on that drive, on that third quarter drive?
Yeah, who's to say? I mean, we tie it back up, and probably halfway to the third around then, and yeah, we're definitely in it. So, we thought even when we were down 2 scores, had a chance to get back into it, but unfortunately they kept finding ways to put it in the end zone. So
you could hear some frustration building from fans. What's your message to Falcons fans?
Yeah, I completely understand the frustration. They come here to see us win and play well, and had a good game going in the first half, and I get it. We're frustrated too. We want to win, and it's not happening, unfortunately. So the only thing, we got a couple options, and I think I know what we're going to pick. We're going to put our heads down and keep working hard and find a way to win.
Okay, that was a short week.
Yeah, I think most definitely. Quick and get back on the field and get a win, the better.
That second half, how do you explain that, and how do you flush it out of your system?
Yeah, obviously coming out, it's not the way you want to start, but I thought we did a good job responding, moving down the field, and then, unfortunately, turned the ball over, and, when you're playing a great team, they capitalized on that, and then weren't able to move it again, and then you get behind 2 scores, and that's, you're just behind the clock. So I think the mindset was there. It's just made a mistake.
Did you guys feel like you left some opportunities on the board in the first half?
I think so. I think we were efficient with it. I think some penalties, 1 third down on the first drive. I think there was, obviously it's a very talented defense, but I think we were having success moving the ball and, let a couple mistakes get in the way.
Chris, Kirk was asked in his press conference, it was time for someone to, light a fire into y'all, throw something across the room, something to, light that fire. And he said, Kirk answered, maybe so, could be. What is your take on that? Do you think that, or maybe it's even too late for them?
I think Kirk's perspective is his, and I think he's seen a lot of football in his time. And I all I can say is I know that we have guys who, obviously the season hasn't gone our way, and I think we're not going to the playoffs, and we have a responsibility for 4 games to try and go out there and win, and to finish the season the way we want. And there's a lot of pride in our team, in the organization, and our approach to that. And so the mindset is just doing our job to be the best we can in every single day with that. And that's the approach I'm going to take for the next month, is try and be the best guard in the NFL to give us the best opportunities to win. And I think everybody has that mindset individually, and I know it didn't go well, and I know it's not what you guys want to hear, it's not what the fans want to hear, but the mindset fighting for the next month will not change.
Is there anything that can be done, like maybe not throw a chair across the room, but is there anything you think that can be done to help kind of change the mindset or the momentum of this team right now?
Yeah, I just think it's taking ownership and everything, mistakes, things we can improve on, and have to roll with it. And I think, core beliefs of who we are, I think you stay true to those in times of adversity. But obviously, it hasn't been good enough on Sunday because your record is what you are.
You still think this team's as close as it was last week and the week before that?
For sure. And I'm thankful for that, because if you didn't have that, you'd have a fractured locker room, and that would be miserable. But that's not the case. And guys are out here fighting every single day. And like I said, that's one of the best teams in the league, and a couple of mistakes away from having a lead in the half and battling back.
Jake said a few minutes ago he can hear fan frustration, and he understands fan frustration. What's your message to Falcons fans?
I agree with Jake. I mean, I know we haven't been in the playoffs in 8 years. It's frustrating, and I'm thankful that people support us, with their time, their passion, their energy, financially. And I know there's a responsibility for us to give them everything to make the playoffs, to have pride in it, to feel that success. And we have fallen short of that. And so their frustrations are valid, and we understand it. But the only thing I can say to them is what I said to Mark earlier, is just that the approach for the next month is we're pouring everything into it, and that part's not changing.